the midnight coastal highway. Tonight, we're driving along a quiet coastal highway where the moon hangs low over dark water, and the only sound is the gentle rhythm of waves meeting the shore. The air carries the cool scent of salt and seaweed, and somewhere in the distance, a lighthouse beam sweeps slowly across the horizon, guiding us forward into the peaceful darkness. As we follow this winding road, let's drift into the ancient story of these waves, understanding why they move as they do, and what secrets they've carried across centuries of human wonder. The ocean beside us rises and falls with the tide, a dance that has continued for billions of years. The moon reaches down with invisible hands, pulling at the water below. Tides are born from gravity itself. The moon's gentle tug creates a bulge in the ocean on the side nearest to it, and another bulge on the opposite side of Earth. As our planet turns beneath these bulges, the water rises and falls along every coastline, twice each day. Ancient mariners watched these rhythms carefully, learning when harbors would deepen and when sandbars would emerge from the sea. The Greeks called the moon Selene, and they believed she controlled not only the tides but the moods of sailors. In many coastal villages, fishermen would wait for the full moon, knowing the higher tides would bring fish closer to shore. Tonight, under this soft moonlight, the waves are moderate, perhaps 3 or 4 feet high. Each wave that rolls toward the beach began its journey somewhere far away, possibly in a storm system hundreds of miles across the ocean. Waves are not moving water, but moving energy. The water itself stays mostly in place, rising and falling as the energy passes through it, like a whisper traveling down a long rope. Out on the deep ocean, waves can travel for days, carrying the memory of distant winds. As we round a curve, the sound of the surf grows louder. When a wave approaches the shore and the water becomes shallow, the bottom of the wave begins to drag against the seafloor, slowing down while the top continues forward. Eventually, the wave becomes too steep and collapses, releasing its energy in a crash of foam and spray. This breaking wave creates the sound we hear now, a mixture of turbulence, air bubbles collapsing, and water rushing across sand and stones. The acoustics of the ocean have fascinated researchers for generations. During World War II, scientists discovered that sound travels remarkably well through seawater. But even before technology, whales had perfected the art of ocean acoustics, sending their haunting songs across entire ocean basins. The low-frequency calls of blue whales can travel hundreds of miles through deep sound channels in the sea. We pass a weathered sign pointing to an old fishing village, and it reminds us of the generations who made their living from these waters. Sailors once navigated entirely by the stars, the color of the water, the flight patterns of birds, and the feel of the wind. The Polynesians crossed thousands of miles of open Pacific using no instruments at all, reading the ocean swells like a language, knowing that waves refract around islands and create predictable patterns. The lighthouse we see now, its beams sweeping across the water every few seconds, is part of an ancient tradition. Each lighthouse had its own signature pattern. Some flashed quickly, others slowly, so that sailors could identify their location even in fog or darkness. Before electricity, these lights burned whale oil, and the keeper had to climb the spiral stairs every few hours to wind the clockwork mechanism that rotated the massive lenses. The wind shifts slightly, coming now from the northwest, and we can smell it, that distinctive ocean wind that carries not just salt but the complex chemistry of the sea. When waves break, they throw tiny droplets into the air, forming sea spray. The spray carries sodium, magnesium, and organic particles from plankton and seaweed. Ancient peoples believed the sea wind carried healing properties, and they were partially correct. the negative ions in sea air have been shown to affect mood and alertness. As midnight deepens, we're reminded of old coastal myths. Sailors told stories of mermaids singing from the rocks and of ghost ships appearing in the mist. The Celts believed the ocean was a gateway to the other world. In Japan, fishermen would leave offerings at small seaside shrines, asking the ocean spirits for safe passage. These stories arose from real experiences: the strange optical effects caused by fog and moonlight, the disorienting nature of being surrounded by water and sky. The moon continues its arc across the sky, and beneath it, the tide is slowly turning. In a few hours, the water will be several feet higher than it is now, reaching up toward the base of the cliffs. This eternal cycle has carved these rocks over millennia, grain by grain, creating the dramatic coastline we're driving past. We're approaching a small pull-off, a place where the road comes closest to the water. If we stopped here and stood quietly, we would feel the rhythm of the waves as a physical presence, a subsonic pulse that our bodies sense even if our ears don't register it. This is why so many people find the ocean calming. We're responding to something primal, a connection to the planet's natural frequencies. The night is very still now, peaceful, and as we continue our drive along this moonlit highway, the boundaries between waking and dreaming begin to blur. The waves continue their ancient conversation with the shore, the moon traces its path across the sky, and the ocean holds its mysteries close, revealing them only to those who take the time to listen. Thank you so much for joining me on this peaceful journey along the midnight coast. If you enjoyed this nighttime drive, please consider subscribing to the channel for more calming bedtime stories that help you learn English while drifting into restful sleep. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What topics would you like to explore in future videos? Perhaps mountain twilight, desert stargazing, or rain-soaked forests? Your suggestions help shape these journeys we take together. Until next time, sleep well, dream peacefully, and let the rhythm of the waves carry you gently into the night.